Live on YouTube on Heidi's small channel. Hold on.
Awesome. Hello, everybody.
We're not live yet.
Oh. Heidi, what's the name of the channel?
Channel 27 Live.
Oh my God, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. All right.
Hopefully it works.
27 live.
All right. I think we are live. It worked. Hopefully the chat works too.
It looks like it. Oh, wow. Good for you. That's so
right.
sweet.
YouTube. We hacked the system. Just kidding. No. So, alrighty. Welcome, everybody. We decided to go live today on my alternative channel. Oh,
I just wanted to.
Sorry.
Oh, is that me?
That was the intro. That was the intro that it looks like. Actually, no, that's from a long time ago. That says 11 months ago. All right.
All right. So people are watching. Sorry. This is going to be a second for us guys because we're doing, it's really blurry.
It is a little bit.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Wonder why.
Well.
9. Sorry, guys. Just give us a second. This is a different channel, so I'm not all set up 100% on this. Maybe is it my camera?
I can see it clearly now.
We are. Good.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Okay.
How are you? How's everybody doing?
Hope everyone's having a good week. Lots going on, lots to talk about. Heidi and I were just discussing, I believe it was Aries, and she said, no, it's not Aries. Don't mess me up. I do Vedic. But I have heard that the current astrological alignments lend themselves very well to the initiation of any kind of war. And I know that the whole threat of it is looming in the media. How much of that is scare tactics and how much of it is genuine, a genuine threat. So I'd actually really like your take on it. And if, what's going on up there does in fact reflect, potential down here for warfare. What do you say?
Well, it's definitely could do that. This is really kind of a crazy summer. So I just went on the Leak Project and kind of did a little rundown on this, but it's definitely one of those months that, well, this whole summer is definitely one of those summers that is extremely intense, extremely testy, heavily Mars, Saturn, and Mars and Saturn in Vedic astrology are in Sagittarius. They'll be in Sagittarius. Mars will be retrograde in Capricorn, conjunct K2, which that's very intense. So there's a lot going on, and this summer is going to be very, very extreme. To say
the least. Well, it really does align really well with what a lot of people are predicting, on the world stage, the political spectrum. I know that, you don't closely follow QAnon and all of that because you're just so busy and you have a million things. I'm sure people send you things all the time. But they are predicting that this summer and maybe even just, here coming up very soon, a huge sort of shock to the collective. I think you actually sent me the link. Donald Trump just signed an anti-online sex trafficking bill. I watched the footage of him and his, all these people, these women in the Oval Office signing it, and it was really emotional for all of them.
Yeah.
So, we have to think about what the ramifications of that are, and, how that's really got to piss off a lot of the predators that we know are in control of things. So it's interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, it definitely is. And, last night, I've been watching a lot of weird YouTube things lately, just things that are, I don't know, they've caught my attention with, I'll show one. So I found this guy last night and I even made my dad watch it. This guy is Kevin Shipp, CIA officer. He's an ex-CIA officer. you want to just put an end to every conspiracy and just, he straight up, I don't know, I can't believe he did this, and props to him for doing it. And that's why I'm going to say who it is. He has a YouTube channel. He has about 13,000 subscribers, but the video has got, the video had, I'd say 450,000 views.
Wow.
It calls out and makes it so easy. Every single thing. It is by far, like, he even talks about MK Ultra. He talks about the secret governments. He talks about, and speaking of the QAnon, did you know that, what is it called? The JJAG or something. It's on this video, but he says that the president has his own secret military anyway.
He does.
So it could be that, something like that.
The
I definitely do think it's probably somebody obviously that's for Trump,
Yeah. Well, for sure.
Yeah.
That's really interesting because the Marines in particular, as a faction of the military, have made it known that they are behind President Trump 100% of the way. And the Marines are really good guys to have on your side. You don't want to make enemies with the Marines. So the fact that he has their cooperation is really, really great, lends itself well to a good start, a good strategy. There were a couple of other things too.
That there was a Marine that came into my work, and he was so nice. We totally hit it off, and no joke, it was, you could just tell that they're so different than everybody else.
Oh, they are so different.
100%. They are really, they're tough.
Yeah, they're tough.
I don't want to say too much because,
No, they call them jarheads for a reason, though. They're just...
okay, so then I watched another YouTube. Have you heard of this woman? Hold on, let me find her. God, why didn't I have this all set up and prepared? Because we didn't know what we were talking about. We were going to talk about
Heidi and I don't usually have a plan.
And we weren't even sure if this could go live. So, guys, that's why we're kind of in them. Hold on. Shoot. Let me find it. Go ahead, talk while I find this other woman, because I want to know if you've heard of this lady.
She does commentary?
No, she's an ex-wife of a military, military.
I probably don't know who she is. Okay, so I really wanted to run this crazy theory by you while you're looking for that.
Go ahead.
What are your feelings on the Kennedys? You're going to think this is a crazy scenario, but I really want to know how you feel about it. We should get their birth time.
I know, I think I have those.
Well, that would be really interesting to look at, because there's this awesome theory that was brought to my attention that John F. Kennedy Jr. and the two other people that were on board the airplane that he was when they allegedly all died. There is a theory that John F. Kennedy Jr. is actually Q, and that military intelligence approached them because they knew what the plan was, and pretty much put them into seclusion to reintroduce him into the world, sort of from behind the scenes. And who wouldn't listen to John F. Kennedy Jr.?
Yeah.
After all that.
Well,
it's at the very least, it's a fun thought. It's nice to think about. It's probably Flynn.
Yeah. I will say, I think and the best thing about this guy, I want everybody, if you follow me, watch, and Jenny, watch this. It is so worth watching. Even my dad said, wow, that's crazy, Heidi. He just couldn't even believe it. He can't, because I always talk about all this stuff, and a lot of people don't want to know, and my dad was blown away. And seriously, when he talks about this stuff, he says Trump is not part of this. He's not part of this at all. That's why there are so many shakeups right now. That's why he is. So when people say, oh, he's part of this, which really irritates me. And now I feel like I have factual proof, like somebody that's in the CIA, that was in the CIA, who is saying the things that he said. Because it wasn't something like, oh, he's a CIA and he's fake, trying to take people the wrong route. No. Watch it. He's brave.
Yes.
Okay.
I imagine. I think I saw you share something about that, but I didn't actually like watch the video.
I couldn't even stop. I think I watched the first one twice. I watched the second one again. The second one gets juicier at the end. Even if you wait till the end, he says like Trump is not part of this. He said, love him or hate him, but he's not part of this.
Well, no. And, you know, especially now with the sort of baiting that's going on in the media and everybody's crying about war and the potential looming threat of war. I don't know if you've seen, but Trump is tweeting about Assad, calling Assad an animal for gassing his own people. He's bashing Vladimir Putin. And to me, instantaneously, I was like, oh, they're acting. They're not, he's not saying anything against Assad or Putin. It's all for show. It's theatric effects. They're all the same team. They're playing everybody.
Or he is telling him, or he's like giving them a warning, because, you know, when he says he's like, you know.
Wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah, I don't know. There's you can't even, like, for me, there's no facts. People try. Okay, so the other lady I've been watching, her name is Illuminati Wife Tells All. This is like 8 hours of a show. Mary Gribbs, I think. Is that her name? Mary Gribbs. Mary Gribbs. This is, Jenny, you watch this one. You'll fall off your seat when you watch this too. I don't know what keeps, these kept popping up, and I just kept, so I tried to watch a video on the Atlantis, because Jenny is going to do a show here on the Atlantis. And
the Atlantis.
Oh. On Atlantis or whatever. I have about a 2-minute attention span for the Atlantis. All right, sorry, I'm just being honest. For me, it's like, who knows if it's there? Who knows what it's all about? But
there's so much documentation. We have so many.
There's one book. I remember that. There's one book of the Atlantis.
No, there's lots more on the Atlantis. Okay. I promise you.
Yeah, but the point is, I was trying to really watch it,
and she couldn't.
I couldn't. Like, I just, I can't do it. I can't watch those things.
You know, you kind of owe your due diligence to at least entertain the story, because it coincides so much with Vedic texts.
I agree.
And with all of the astrology, I mean, where do you think astrology came from?
The ancients.
The Atlanteans. Yeah, I know. No, not maybe, Heidi. This is why I want to talk about this with you. Because
we can, because whatever Jenny says, I will go with. That's fine.
I love it.
You're going to make valid points. But for me, you know me, like, I like seeing things that I can see that work. However it came here, quite honestly, it's not going to make my day or ruin my day.
Right.
So I like to use it and use astrology. But you know me.
Sure.
God, I want to find this woman's name. Sorry, guys.
No, it's fine.
This is totally not this is a show we're just winging, clearly.
Yeah, for sure.
We have a lot of new subscribers too, so sorry after I record this on my other channel that this is off to a slow start, but Jenny and I haven't talked in a few days, which is kind of rare, so we were catching up, and we didn't have a plan. We just decided to do this. We had conflictual plans, because I'm going to tell you, I was outside just watching planes fly by, because, you know, they're going to leave here. Some will probably leave out of here. And it was definitely heavy trafficked in the air, put it that way.
Really?
With military planes, yeah.
Why do you think?
Because something's about to go down.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. 100%. I feel it. A lot of people I know feel it. It's not, but I really want people to know, without a shadow of a doubt, that we are not alone in this fight against the negative factions. There have been shadow wars waging behind the scenes for millennia. This is nothing new. You know, war is nothing new. So, you know, millions of people die all of the time. So when people are like, oh, we're going to war, I'm like, can you tell me a point in time where there has not been war-like carnage going on in the world in history? Because I couldn't tell you a time other than the Atlantean age, where they enjoyed over 200,000 years of peaceful, truly peaceful society, where there was not millions of casualties of human trafficking and extermination and all of these heinous, atrocious things that go on. So it's like, what's your definition of war? Are you talking about global warfare with nuclear weapons being detonated? Which is, I think, what most people's definition of war is now, because everyone's so desensitized to just everybody dying all the time. That's not going to happen. I know that, I don't know how you feel about it, but I really truly believe in my bones that nuclear war is not on the horizon in the near future or in the distant future. And I believe that for a few reasons. One, mainly, is because we have countless military and government officials that have testified in some really official capacities and said that there are crafts, there are ships and intelligences that have switched off their nuclear weapons while they were running tests. They've switched it off like it was a light switch, like it was the air conditioning. They just went boop. So if we understand that there are forces that have a kind of guardianship, or look at planet Earth, not just humanity, but planet Earth as a whole, because I know it may come as a shock to people, but we don't share, I mean, we're not alone here. We share this realm with millions of creatures and other energies. We don't get to make a decision like nuclear war. We don't get to do to create an extinction level event that will affect not only this realm, but the realms that run parallel to this. So I really want everybody to allow themselves to be comforted, at least entertain the possibility that we have very powerful alliances that are not going to allow a global nuclear war to transpire. We are actually on a positive timeline now. If Hillary Clinton had been elected, I would be a little bit more nervous.
We'd be dead.
I think we'd be dead. I mean, you and I would be dead.
Yeah, we would definitely.
I mean, a lot of people, dissenters of all kinds, would have probably already been rounded up, thrown into FEMA camps. Yeah. I mean, this is our second chance. So I really don't want anybody to get too, caught up in anxiety and sadness about the end of the world, because that's just not where we're headed. I really believe that. And as an intuitive person, I feel things coming days and weeks in advance. Bad things, good things. I can feel it literally. The sensations are always different depending on what's about to transpire. But I kid you not, if we were looking at an extinction level event, or at least a mass sort of, purging or a mass atrocity, myself and a lot of others that I trust would feel it, and we don't.
I definitely feel something, though. I'm going to tell you that.
Oh, yeah. No. It's just not nuclear war.
No, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I agree with you. It is possible, though, something nuclear could happen, I think. I do believe 100%. I was hesitant about believing about man-made clouds and storms and all that stuff until I watched a YouTube of a NASA machine that actually made clouds that stormed.
HARP?
And, well, I guess, I don't know what the hell it was, but it was a video of NASA. It was on Facebook. Somebody played it. And all I have to say is now that I actually saw it, okay, so now I 100% believe that. And I have a bad feeling about this summer with weather, with rain, with earthquakes, with everything. It's going to get ugly. And you know why it's going to get ugly? When Trump keeps doing this, it might not be a nuclear war. It might be like a weather war.
Right.
Honestly. And I'm screwed because it's definitely going to hit DC, Annapolis. And I'm in Annapolis. It's Naval Academy's right there. That's what I do believe.
Well, I would actually kind of agree with you on the natural front, because that is a type of weaponry that is even more difficult to control than nuclear. Yeah. In the sense that it's wider spread, more people have access to it. It's more of a group working together, whereas nuclear is very compartmentalized. It's very specialized. Only a handful of people actually have access to nuclear weapons, whereas HARP and geoengineering is something that has been openly declassified. They call it all these different things, and they say, oh, we do it for all of these reasons. It's to combat climate change, whatever crap they come up with. But realistically, weather manipulation is common, whereas nuclear warfare is not common. Yes. So it is easier for them to manipulate the weather, weaponize the weather. I mean, listen, I think we could go back to our videos we did earlier last year, and we felt a similar energy leading up to last summer. And last summer brought its fair share of horrifying weather globally.
I think this is going to be
worse.
Times 10. I really do. I really feel it.
That's a shame.
I know it is. So get a life vest. Get a life vest if you live near the water like me.
As Maynard would say, of Tool in a Perfect Circle, learn to swim.
Time out. I got to grab something for everybody because I have something to show. These are so big. These rods, they have to hang on my wall.
Oh my gosh, there they are.
Okay, so I got a new set of rods from my dad, okay? Let me just show you in comparison the difference.
Wow.
To a real set of rods. You see?
Yes.
And these are the rods that my dad used for construction, okay? Let me just say, Jeff, I love your rods. I still use them. But these puppies, you don't even have to hold them straight for these things to work.
Wow.
Watch. I got to sit back a little bit because they are just so long. You can even just hold them like normal. Ready? Watch. Is this going to be...
Oh, look, he's already answering that one.
Watch, they'll fly around. Okay. Is this going to be a rough summer with weather?
Yes.
Ask it a question.
Okay. Just so everybody knows my perspective on this, I look at the rods as inspired suggestions. That's it.
Not these ones.
These. She's like, nope, these are...
Not these ones. These ones are different. I swear to God, these rods are different.
Okay. So, all right. Is John F. Kennedy Jr. still alive? Oh, that sucks.
Now watch this. Ready? Let's watch.
Oh my God.
Is John F. Kennedy Jr. still alive?
That was a fast no.
You have to understand these are way slower because they're like 5 miles long. They're way heavier, right? So the answers are way slower.
Is Q General Flynn?
That's a good question. Is Q General Flynn?
Okay. All right. That's nice. You know, it really does make sense because at the very beginning of this administration, upon his election, there were some step downs that had to take place because he and his son were entertaining Pizzagate right off the bat, like right out of the gates. They were like, let's get them. We're going to expose it. And then it was like, there's a matter of patience and strategy. You have to be intelligent about this. You can't drain the swamp overnight. But that's crazy. Your rods are freaking awesome.
Here, let's ask him let's ask him a couple questions from the... Okay. Guys, these rods are 2 feet long.
I can't see the chat. I have no idea who we're talking.
Everybody's saying nice things. These aren't any haters in here.
I can't, but like, it's so weird why I can't see the comments. All right.
Is Yellowstone going to blow within 3 months?
No.
Now watch, we'll just hold him here and watch. Ask him another question. Are there thousands of tons of gold in the Grand Canyon?
That was weird.
Wait.
That was weird.
There's gold in the Grand Canyon. You see? These aren't planned. These you don't have to even put up front, up straight. They're so crazy.
That's awesome. Wait. More questions. All right. I can see the comments now. So you guys, if you have questions.
Is Trump going, these are a weapon. And my dad what he did to send them to me, he cut them into blades. So now I have a weapon because I actually cut myself. The first day I got them, my hands were bleeding.
Why were they fashioned into
No,
blades?
I don't know. He made them like blades.
Okay. He knows you.
Yeah, maybe he was just. These are you guys don't understand these rods. I can't even explain to you. And they're stainless steel.
Will Hillary go to jail?
Will Hillary Clinton go to jail?
Okay. That was weird. It wanted to say no. Well, here's the thing, you guys. I bet, and it's about the rods. Go ahead.
Will Hillary Clinton go to jail? They were saying no before.
Well, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, is because when we're talking about the rods and we're talking about tarot also, we are looking at the energy as it exists right now. Nothing is written in stone.
Right.
Nothing. It changes on a dime. We've witnessed it happen in our lifetime. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like the timeline is we're constantly shifting. So it's hard to make a prediction.
Okay. What's going on? Okay, what's going on? Yeah. Okay, Heidi, this is what's going on. Okay, give me a question about the Syria stuff.
Will there be a war in Syria by the end of this year?
Isn't there already a war?
There's already a war in Syria. Sorry. Okay. Are we entering into a new world war?
Okay. Hold on.
Reset.
Are we entering into a new world war?
I don't know. I really don't.
But like, what kind of world war? I think we are, absolutely.
We're already in the middle of it.
It's going to be, watch that guy, technology.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Artificial intelligence, data.
This is serious, guys. This is no joke. And he calls out every freaking government like there's no tomorrow. And he just recorded this February in 2018. All right, ready? Was that guy that I watched that I'm sitting here talking about? What did I say his name was?
Kevin.
Kevin. Okay, was Kevin this ex-CIA member? Is he telling 100% the truth?
Yeah. It doesn't shock me. I don't think he's lying.
I wanted to make sure.
Oh, okay. Did Assad carry out those attacks on his own people?
Did Assad carry out those attacks on his own people?
Yes. Okay, now I know your rods are lying.
You know what? I'm going to tell you something, Jenny. I sat by that Syrian woman on the plane, okay? Remember I was telling you about it? I had to hold her baby on the way to Florida?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, she 100% says it is Assad. She told me all kinds of stuff about him, secretly. So I cannot say 100% that he's not like that. He's different than any other Muslim. He's different than any other Muslim. He has his own thing. Like, she told me so much stuff that she doesn't like Trump. Let's put it that way. But she definitely told me that man is a bad man.
Well,
and I have looked at his chart. It is a little sketchy. I mean, it's definitely one of those charts that, look, when you get into a power and a leadership thing, you know, and you're in those levels, just like the guy that rules Israel. Like, as much as, you know, all of these people, once you're in it, there's power ego things that start rolling in. You know, once you're a leader, once you have control of something, especially he's like so much Scorpio. And once you're a Scorpio, you are all about control. Now, you know,
I just, you know, there are some leaders that are no doubt, like, they couldn't stay out of it if they wanted to. In Assad's case, his brother was the leader and his brother was killed while Assad was off. He had his own private practice as a physician, and he was called up to take over his place. So he didn't ask for this position. He didn't want this position. But I mean, Vladimir Putin, he's an example of somebody that I think straddles black and white and good and bad, but I think he's going to make the best decisions for everybody.
I like him.
I do too.
Is Putin a straightforward, honest guy who means well?
Yeah. I really like Putin. I want to hang out with Vladimir Putin.
That's the thing. I think first of all, I don't think we'll ever know anything. And I think they're all in cahoots together. I think Trump has to Trump is definitely friends with Putin, I think. And Trump is definitely friends. I don't think maybe Assad and Russia are as close as everybody thinks. Maybe he has to do something. There's something behind that, maybe because of Iran, maybe because of something of that on that level. But I don't 100% think that man didn't do it. Right. Maybe nobody did. Maybe like it was maybe, I don't know. There's just too many.
Well, there's a lot of speculation. We really don't know. What we do here always, folks, just so you guys know, it's for entertainment purposes only. We're not trying to peddle any of this off as factual. This is just entertainment and conjecture. We utilize astrology, we utilize tarot, and we utilize divining rods.
That's right.
And it's fun. It's good times.
You know what's even crazy? So my neighbor, she set them up for me because she had to fix something on them to put them together. And, you know, she doesn't believe anything. Neither does my dad. My dad is so he doesn't really believe. He thought he had cancer. And he's like, Heidi, go ask your rods if I have cancer. When he was
God.
So I can tell you that when my dad and my neighbor, like she put them together and felt them. She watched tutorials on them all for a while. And she said, you know, I don't know if I believe that astrology stuff. She goes, but I'm going to tell you what I do believe. Those, because she watched a video. Because like if you go to her, if she asks the same questions, show me a yes, her yes is different than my yes.
Really?
Yeah. Rods are not all the same yeses and no's.
Right. It goes also by like the fine twitch, like it's picking up on the positive and negative charges in your body to formulate a negative or a positive answer in the same way that a pendulum works. But that's why I don't completely trust it, because they're directly influenced by the individual subconscious, which is why it's like, I call it an inspired suggestion or an inspired guess.
Because when you ask them this, they won't answer. Like how many times did I ask him about the D, the guy named D, okay? They don't answer.
Right.
They don't answer if they don't want to answer. Okay? They don't. They don't. All right?
Right.
All right. So this is what we're going to do for everybody today. We are going to pull cards for the 12 zodiac signs for the end of the month. Yeah, and that is what we're going to do this week. So we're not doing any astrology. We're not doing any live readings. This will only be for the zodiac signs, because last time we did a few readings. This time we want to make everybody be able to get a little bit out of it. So we're going to pull a card for the 12 zodiac signs till the end of the month. And also, so you want to go, if you want to go by your rising sign, go by your rising sign. If you want to go by your moon sign, go by your moon sign. If you want to go by your sun sign, go by your sun sign. I do Vedic astrology, so the rising sign is the most important to me. That's what I look at usually when I look at tarot readers. But I will say I listen to them all. And go both ways. Go Vedic way and go Western way. I mean, whatever floats your boat. So you'll get the message you're supposed to get. Mm-hmm. I always like to say, this is what I do. So you can't like pick which one you like better. Okay, because I do that all the time. So if I really need some guidance, like, and I'll listen to some of these tarot readings, I'll go like this. I'll say, okay, so today I'm going to be a Sagittarius rising, and I state it before. You see?
Yeah.
So.
Well, you know, and I was thinking about this. I was like, okay, how can we best present to people the guidance or the little, you know, tidbit of direction or knowledge that they need based on a sign, because there's so many people are influenced by so many different aspects of themselves, you know. So one day I could be feeling extremely Piscean.
Yeah.
And then the next day I'm all Aquarius or something like that.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. But so I think that what people can do to get the most out of these readings, where we do blanket readings for the signs, is ask yourself what element you feel most influenced by, and what that element where that element challenges you. So if you're a very watery person like myself, you may have an issue going too deep into, you know, visions and dreams, or, you know, a little bit too emotional. You have a hard time kind of, you know, with other things that are a lot more earthy. Okay. And then people that are challenged with the earth element might be people that are really worried about finances a lot, or they're really worried about materialistic things, or, you know, sort of cosmetic things, or anything like that. And people that are challenged with the air element, they could be really guarded about their ideas, or they could be too much about intellect and nothing about feeling. So, and then fire, obviously, it's like, are you challenged by the fire element? Are you too quick temper, too stubborn? You know, there are all these things that elements have their positive dignities and their negative dignities. So allow yourself to take out of it what you will. Oh my gosh, I see my deck of cards. I see my little mini pocket deck right there on the right. Oh my gosh, that's so great.
Wait, so another thing I like to say.
That's the Queen of Swords right there, face up, isn't she?
No.
Turn it around, turn it around.
This one?
Yeah. Oh no, that's the Six of Wands, sorry.
Another thing I'm gonna say is, sorry. You know, I like to roll with a lot of decks.
Yeah.
I don't just roll with one deck.
I've got one deck that I know like the back of my hand, and that's it.
No, I like to get all kinds of different messages. I don't work well with just one thing.
I really want to get this new deck called Hexen 2.0, designed by an artist that was asked to go spend like a summer along with a bunch of other international artists at CERN.
This deck right here, Elemental Abundance, this was like a $60 deck, but I think you would like these.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They're very like zodiac-y thing, and then you have to learn them. I haven't even learned them yet. They're too confusing. I just need a quick answer. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go through all the signs, and this is just until the end of April. Okay, so just some guidance, and this isn't gonna be, you know, everything in your life. It's not gonna be 100%, but you will take some message from it. I guarantee you. Okay, it's not going to be 100% for everybody, but, and if it doesn't relate, maybe you need to go check your Vedic sign, and you can go to a Vedic calculator. Joni Patry has one. I use Cosmic Insights has one. That's an app on your phone. I suggest everybody gets that, because Dr. Arjun Pai is coming on my channel one of these days soon. That was a card for somebody. Page of Pentacles. That's a good one.
Oh, that's nice. Princess of Discs.
Okay. So we'll start with Aries, and then just last thing. Since YouTube has me on this band on my real channel, this is the channel that we're going to stream live from. Maybe, you know, depending on how many subscribers we get, depending on here, Jenny and I are going to be together. Okay. And everybody also go subscribe to Jenny's channel, Jenny Moonstone. She has her own channel. She's making videos. Finally. So make sure you go check out her channel. Just Google her name. She pops up, Jenny Moonstone, and go to her channel. Make sure you subscribe to her channel, but subscribe to this channel, because depending on how many subscribers we have and how many people are watching depends on if I feel like doing it live, is quite honestly how I am. So, and then Jenny and I are going to be together, and we are together for a whole weekend coming up in May. So make sure you're subscribed to this channel just in case, because if I cannot be live on my other channel, I have contacted every single person at YouTube. And I've contacted my friend who is a producer, and all these people, and they're just falling through. They're coming up doing absolutely nothing for me. Sorry, I'm just being honest. So if you heard this, you aren't. So anyway, and if anybody has any suggestions, knows any head honchos at YouTube that aren't such jerks, the ones I've dealt with so far, that would be great.
Wow,
we're still on the Heidi band until June 9th. That's crazy.
That's really crazy.
And I totally would get off of this YouTube and go do another thing, but I need to be able to be on an app. You know, that's the thing with those other Streamits and Steamits or whatever the hell they're called. But right. Like, you know, you don't have an app. So it's, to me, that's, if you don't have an app.
Right. It's just really.
Who sits on their real computers this day and age? Not everybody. So not happening.
No, not really.
And anyway, so.
Okay. So we're looking at Aries.
I should just get a freaking attorney.
You wouldn't be the only one. A lot of people are taking up, legal arms against YouTube and Facebook and,
All right.
Mark Zuckerberg had an interesting week.
He's short, huh?
He's all kinds. He's 10 different flavors of messed up, that kid. He's just the epitome of yuck.
I know. All right, guys.
I feel like I could kick his ass, like,
yeah,
while I was, like, injured and with the flu.
Oh, God. Okay, Aries, what do you have?
Ooh. Okay. Well, you know what? Okay, so I have the 5 of Wands, the Tower, and the 4 of Wands reversed. Now, this is very appropriate for fire. Very interesting how this works because wands are the suits in the tarot deck that represent the element of fire. This is passion. This is tempers. This is lust. This is, wands can be really positive. They can be all about, big ideas that move really, really quickly. But 5 of Wands is one of those cards that reflects a lot of confrontation and conflict and just a bashing of heads, disagreements, lots of competition. Huge, huge card about competition. The Tower, again, this is about perhaps bracing yourself for things to not work out exactly how you planned. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Just because it didn't go as you planned doesn't mean it has to be a failure. And the 4 of Wands reversed, the best way for me to explain what this card means in a reversal is to explain to you what it means when it's upright. This is a card of reconciliation. This is a card of coming together, sharing space, living with people, community feel. And it's, if you're a married person or you're in a committed relationship, when the wands are upright, this is about having a happy home and having things just really kind of lovey and having that village feel. But when it's reversed, we're looking at a kind of combative environment in the home. So this is something to be really careful of. Aries, watch the way you talk to your family. If you have a really bad temper, take it outside. You're not going to want to bring it into the home. Try to sort of keep that out with you. So that's what I have. Intuitively speaking, that's what I want to say to the fire people right now.
For Aries, right?
Yeah.
All right, for Aries, from me, you have the Strength, the 2 of Pentacles, reversed, and Lovers. I'm going to say for you, I think there could be.
Wait, say that again.
The Strength.
Yeah. Okay.
Lovers, but the 2 of Pentacles reversed. I think there could be some battles over money and some fights over money, because then I pulled this other card, and this is the card. It says it's a money card. And then I pulled this card. Where's the other card? Spiritual abundance. I just look at this, and she has money. So money's going to come into this. I think there can be some fights over money. There can be some insecurities over money. If you're single, I would say maybe you can meet somebody from on my end that is somebody good, somebody that brings in spiritual abundance, somebody that brings in good things. But I will say this, you need to speak your truth. So stand up for yourself. If there is any fights, don't just be a pushover. Aries aren't usually a pushover, but it's time to stand up for yourself, I would say.
Nice.
All right, next.
Okay.
All right, Taurus. Good old Taurus.
Heidi, are you going to come onto my show?
Yeah. Of course.
Let's talk about Atlantis on my show.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. My goal
I don't know why you want me on the show. I'm talking about Atlantis. Oh, we could just ask it Rod questions.
Because it's really entertaining. I love when you're not in your comfort zone. I love it because you're not a closed-minded person by any stretch of the
No.
Not at all. But I do love to see you entertain these
floofy things
that you can't prove with astrology or the rods or anything like that. I enjoy it. As your friend, yeah. I enjoy seeing you get a little uncomfortable with things that you can't put in the box. I love it.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Heidi and I are going to have a great time, and you guys are all going to get to bear witness to it.
Wait till you see what we have in store.
Oh my God.
Some of it won't be live because some of it will have to be undercover. So this is serious, guys, what Jenny and I are about to do. You have no idea. Taurus. Damn, this is going to... Oh. Okay, so Taurus.
All right. Oh gosh. So I'm noticing a pattern. This is so weird. Okay, so Taurus. Again, I have the Tower comes up again, the Two of Wands, and the Eight of Cups reversed. So the Eight of Cups upright is about being very strong and making a decision to walk away from something. It's always about a kind of abandonment, whether it's good or bad. Usually it's a good thing. The Eight of Cups is about leaving behind things that don't serve you anymore. But when it's reversed, that actually reflects a kind of stagnation or an unwillingness or an uncertainty to make a definitive decision about a situation that is draining your emotional energy. The Two of Wands, this is a very warlike energy. This has a lot to do with either really great partnerships or really toxic partnerships. So that's sort of like you can have a lot of passion with somebody, but that can be either really good, like when it's good, it's great, but when it's bad, it's worse, that sort of thing. So, you know, again, the Wands being fire, mentality, passions, and the Tower, again, there's a little bit of a warning here. Just be careful. Don't attach too much to your idea of the way things are going to turn out or your vision. Just allow things to be kind of loose and go with the flow of things, because if you attach too much weight or you put too much weight onto a specific outcome or vision for this month, you may be disappointed, because the tower does indicate things just not going according to plan.
And it has to do with money, 100%. And Tauruses are all about money anyway. So
yeah,
it is money, 100%. I pulled 1,000 cards of money, and you're trapped, stuck in, like, you can't even see the positive. Like, it's seriously I'm gonna say for anybody, like, every time I got so stuck to money and attached and so worried about it, it just kept like falling off, you know. So, and I know you want security so bad because that's how a Taurus is, but I'm going to tell you something is not working out how you think it's going to work out right now. And just, you got to stop stressing out about it, because that's just what you need to do. Gemini.
okay. Gemini. I love my Geminis. All my favorite people, apart from you. Geminis and Scorpios are my favorite people.
Because you're a Gemini moon. Okay.
Oh, that's what it is. I'm a Gemini. Okay, right. You guys, the Geminis think like me, right?
Yes.
Is that what it is?
You think like Geminis.
Same mindset, right?
You act all emotional and all watery, but you think like a Gemini.
Oh yeah, quick. Hell yeah.
Gemini, you have the devil from me. Four of Pentacles. Seven of Cups.
Ooh, oh, that's a definite, like, binding to material things. Like, you're bound by some kind of like something financial, because the Four of Pentacles is about like not wanting to lose any money or anything, property or some kind of an agreement that you had, a job. All right.
Sadness. Something sad with the Geminis.
Well, aren't Geminis kind of just conflicted? They're the twins.
Yeah.
So it's different faces.
They'll be fine. They'll be fine 2 minutes later, you know? They'll be
good. Right. All right, Geminis. I have
money, though. Money's coming in, but you might be sad about something else.
Well, I like these cards for Gemini right now because, again, I have the Two of Wands. This is all about your determination, willpower, making a decision, sticking to it. I have the Knight of Swords, also known as the King of Swords. He's a little bit cutthroat in the sense that he or she will do whatever they have to do in order to stay to the course. And then I have the Chariot, which is the major arcana that decided to show itself in this reading. And this is a really good card for vision, for goals, and for unity, and sort of uniting all of your many facets, whether it's a big family or a company. What is it?
Why do we just black out on YouTube?
Oh, a couple people have been saying that they're having a hard time, like with the feed.
They took it down.
No, you're joking. No, I still see us.
Okay.
No, it's fine. Don't worry. It's okay. So what do you have for Gemini?
Guys, can you see us?
So 1 or 2 people are having an issue, but it looks
Okay.
okay.
Fucking YouTube, I swear to God. I'm not ready. All right, so what did I say about Geminis? I said money.
Well, there's just this really great energy here for Geminis in terms of not yielding and not backing down, not allowing any distractions or influences whatsoever. So it's sort of like you get to decide what your vision looks like. You get to decide what your goal is. You don't have to subscribe to anybody else's idea of your goal or your vision, because whatever you decide to do. And also the Knight of Swords is actually a card. If he were to have a vision, like the Chariot, if he were to encompass the Chariot and the Knight of Swords, what they do for each other, is this is a guy or a girl that will do it their way. They'll have their cake and eat it too if they want to, and they'll make it happen. They'll do whatever it takes to make it happen. They're not super run by emotion or nostalgia or anything, sentimental. They're very much about what needs to happen, what they want to happen.
Yeah.
So it's all good.
All right, Cancer. There's an end to a fight.
That's good.
You were going through something rough, that's for sure. 10 of Swords, 5 of Wands reversed, 7 of Wands reversed.
Huh. That's like losing a fight.
Yeah. Or the fight's over. Depending on, enemies. Yeah, Thief. Wow.
Okay. I have the 2 and the 4 of Cups. So whenever we have these cards that are really close together like that, the 2 and the 4, what they're reflecting to us is a natural progression of some kind of an emotional process, an emotional event. So, and this does look like it has to do with communications, because that's what the 8 of Wands are. So it looks as if we have some kind of a message, a phone call, some kind of a communication that had a lot to do. There was a lot of like affection there, but it was more about sort of closing the door on something. The 4 of Cups is always about like not being kind of, there's something with boredom here. I know that's weird. What did you have again? Because I kind of want to play off of what you have.
10 of Swords, 5 of Wands reversed, and 7 of Wands reversed. Look, okay. Here's a message for the Cancer. Because mine was so bad, I have to read you this. I feel like. Envy. Woman holding a huge pearl in one hand, coins in the other, stands in a silver room. Instead of feeling happy and fulfilled, her desire for more causes a deep sense of lack of satisfaction.
It was a bad conversation. Somebody had a really, really bad conversation.
Yeah, jealousy. And you need to acknowledge the blessings you have in your life. Now is the time to shift your focus. After all, when you envy others, it only attracts more to them, not you. Notice all that you have and thank the universe for it. This card is telling you appreciation. The message is the move from a consciousness of lack to one of value. With the shift, all things change. So yeah, definitely you're just going through some, maybe it's just jealous. You're jealous of everybody. You're grouchy, and that's possible. You have Rahu in the first house. So, okay. So, what did you say yet? Did you already say, you already said yours, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So Leo. Leos.
All right. 6 of discs, 8 of wands, and the Fool.
I'm going to say you could be somebody, some Leo from my end could be sad because something with a house fell through or a move or something fell through.
Well, for me, it actually looks like it's like there's some kind of positive news because I have the 8 of wands again, which is about news that comes at you fast. The 6 of discs, sometimes the 6 of discs can reflect an imbalance of money and finances in interpersonal relationships. For example, a husband that makes a lot more money than his wife, and then his wife kind of how she feels having to ask him for money all the time, or that feeling of not being self-sufficient. And the Fool, again, this is, I mean, there are so many ways that we could take the Fool. I mean, it's one of those cards that has a million meanings, and it's so sensitive to the cards that are around it. But it does actually look like good news. It doesn't look like bad news.
Well, some people could, I think for me, some's coming good and some's coming bad. So, you know, we're doing for the whole freaking, all the people. So I think that's what's going to happen. I will say some of you Leos need to clean house with your friends, get rid of some people that are really bad for you. And decrease in money. Cash is slipping. So take action and plant new seeds to nurture your financial garden. So my message from Leos is definitely not the same as yours.
And that's okay, because there's a lot of Leos out there.
Exactly.
It would make sense that they weren't having the same kind of month.
Right. All right. Virgos.
One of my clients recently, we discovered, was a Virgo.
Yes, that was
I thought he was a Libra.
You know what's really weird? After that,
I'm really happy to tell him that he was wrong. I knew he was wrong.
I had a reading for somebody right after that I told you about that. They had the same conjunction.
Weird.
Well, Virgo, surprise, surprise. Ooh. All right, yours doesn't look all that bad. You have the Hermit. The Four of Wands, upright. And the Ace of Wands. So for you, yours looks pretty good. Maybe you've been reflecting. Mine looks like our new relationship's gonna come in quick, possible. Or there's gonna be a big change. Maybe you're reflecting on a bad relationship that you had, a past relationship that you had, getting over it. You need to get over it quick if you didn't. Mine looks a little more relationship focused. What about yours, Jenny?
I want to say that mine is also relationship focused because I have the Star. And for me, just intuitively here, I think that this does have to do with, if not an actual relationship, it could have more to do with that person's perception of all relationships, their ideas about interpersonal relationships, their approach to it, their mentality. They could be tainted about it. So what we have is the Prince of Wands and the Two of Swords. And the Prince of Wands is one of the most sensory driven of the court cards, in the sense that he's kind of like an animal. Like, he goes and gets it. He's the Leo. He's riding the back of a lion, and he's naked on a chariot of fire. So, you know, this guy, he's not shy. He's very goal oriented, very driven, but he has these negative aspects of him that could make him very harsh. And in the realms of relationships, especially romantic relationships. This could be somebody that's kind of pessimistic, doesn't think that things last forever, that sort of thing. And the Two of Swords, again, this is about perhaps even taking a step back from all of your ideas about relationships, what you think they are, how you think they're supposed to be, and making a decision, or just sort of being, allowing yourself to see things for what they are, and not just all of your experiences and, you know, what you've learned to believe through hardship or successes. So it's sort of like, anything's possible. You don't have to let your history rule everything that comes henceforth.
For some Virgos too, just to clarify what I was saying, somebody could be breaking up, divorce, separation, or trying to stay connected on a superficial basis. An old separation that's longing remains alive in one's heart. So if you have a toxic, shitty relationship that keeps lingering around that you can't get over, you need to get over them.
That's Heidi's favorite. She loves getting the people out of the bad relationship.
I do. Trust me. And look, indecision. What this means is the indecision is over. Newfound freedom. You're about to make a decision and you need to. If you want to move forward, you got to get rid of the piece of shit in your life.
Love it.
All right. Virgos can handle that. That's what they need to hear.
Oh yeah, Virgos are not, you know, they like facts. They like logic. It's neat and organized.
Libras.
What?
Nothing.
The Devil, the Six of Cups, and the Three of Cups. Ooh, Libra. Naughty. So the
I might have the Six of Cups reversed, the Judgment reversed. My people are going to have some of my Libras are not going to be as happy as Jenny's Libras.
No, this doesn't necessarily look all that happy. It's a little misleading. Because again, the Devil is about vices, patterns, bondage. Okay, so this is like an example of bondage is, you know, when you have obviously any kind of an addiction, but you can very easily be addicted to a person, a toxic person, or a person that you were just doesn't make sense. The Six of Cups, again, this is a card of nostalgia. It's a card of memories, happy memories, childhood friends, that sort of thing. And the Three of Cups is a very feminine card, probably the most feminine card. Whenever we talk about affairs, like romantic affairs, the Three of Cups is the card to kind of look out for among other cards. But the Three of Cups is about the sort of, you know, highly sensual rendezvous and all kinds of like celebrations. A lot of pregnancies fall under this card. And so, but, you know, in and of itself, it's not necessarily about, you know, affairs or sex or anything like that. But when it is paired with the Devil, that changes the meaning of it. And that brings out the aspect of this card that has everything to do with doing something that you shouldn't be doing, or something that in some way is reckless or damaging. So that's why I say that this has something to do with, you know, keeping perhaps your sexual impulses in check. All of it. Exes, future partners. It just could be a highly, you know, sexually charged month for this particular sign. Mm-hmm. What do you have? Money.
Just because I know so many of the Libras that are in politics, all I'm going to say is if you are a shitty Libra, your shit will be exposed. Sorry, it's just the facts. And I have the Devil, the Two of Swords reversed, the Judgment reversed. You know, as I'm looking at this Judgment.
You also have the Devil?
Yeah. Sorry, Libras. And Jupiter, the planet of law, is in your first house. So, quite honestly, reversed. It brings things to fruition. It shows the truth. It reveals things. And this is Vedic, so it is in, Jupiter is retrograde right now in Libra. So if you're a shitty Libra, you're going to be exposed. Now for the happy Libras, the good Libras, I will say for you, I pulled some cards, and yours a happy and prosperous journey, possibly. I keep pulling cards. I mean, everything's coming up reversed, and it's not good. They're major arcanas. But for some of you, some Libras, the nice Libras, you're going to take a journey. A trip could come up, and it's going to be a good one. Sorry, Libras. sorry. So, and I'm kind of talking about if you're a Libra rising. I really feel that for a Libra rising. Okay, then, oh, it went on live again. I hate YouTube. YouTube, you just really need to. Okay. Scorpio.
My favorite.
Mine too.
Do you get along with other Scorpios?
Sometimes.
Do you think you would get along with somebody that was exactly like yourself?
No, I would hate them. Depends. Like I have to have some, because here's the thing about Scorpios. Scorpios like to communicate when they want to communicate on their level. So like, you know, they're just not,
It's shocking to me that I have no Scorpio. It's so weird.
You're married to one.
That's true. That's true. All right, Scorpio. All right. All right, so we have a few things to talk about Scorpio. I have a lot of swords, 2 of swords, 8 of swords. This indicates to me a kind of delay, very technical delay that will require fast action and clear thinking. So it could have a lot to do with finances, like unexpected, unforeseeable, you know, complications, something that becomes problematic for you in terms of like plans. This looks very business oriented. If it's about projects, there's not all that much emotion. There's not too many emotional cards here. It just looks like the side effect of all of these swords could be a lot of stress and that kind of like mental conflict where you really just can't shut it off because you have all these like facts and all these numbers just kind of rolling around your brain. The Prince of Discs, another indication that this is something more work related. That's just what my intuition tells me to go with this is the workplace. But I say that because of the lack of presence of cup cards. What do you have?
I don't know, Scorpios. I don't even want to tell you, but
What?
I don't like this reading. Just a lot of there. It's a shitstorm for the Scorpios. I'm just being honest.
Oh
Stress,
no.
ruin, stress about money, some horrible air sign that's probably lingering around in your life. Watch out for some man. It's not that good if it's a man or a woman. An air sign could be. The Temperance, impatience. You have the 9 of Swords. You got every sword. The 5 of Swords reversed. You have the.
Well, Scorpios like to do things. A Scorpio's life is intense.
Yeah, that's right.
Scorpios create very, very intricate webs of relationships with all different kinds of people. And you don't want to cross a Scorpio. You want to keep a Scorpio very happy, very comfortable. And you do want to communicate with them on their level. So from a Scorpio's perspective, they may be experiencing.
Hold on, Jenny, hold on. Guys, do not, you can share on Facebook. Just a reminder, please do not tag me. Do not tag Heidi's name in a Facebook post. Just a reminder, because I see that in the comments. Just, you can share, do not tag Heidi. Thank you. But thank you for sharing.
But thank you for sharing, even though she just yelled at you.
I know, right? Even though I just like freaked out because I just
She
know.
really means well. She's just like,
Seriously, I will, if I get, I had to deactivate Facebook, and I'll have to do it again if I keep getting tagged in Facebook. And I'm not going to respond to some people on Facebook either. I just got a horrible, shitty message from some person that was like, oh, well, thanks, because I didn't respond. Like, Sorry. All right. Scorpios, this is my message to you. Old negative pattern in relationship or desperate attitude is being released. As you continue to let it go, you will be able to, you will be able to establish new ways of doing things and relating to others. The universe wants to congratulate you on your healthy new approach, but be sure to support the changes you're making in your ongoing choices. Some patterns can be deeply encoded, and you may need to continue releasing old habits, all while the honoring and new decisions and thoughts, actions, and interactions with others. You've broken the chains. Now it's time to walk away from the limiting attachments into a bright, unlimited future. If you do, just stop being so stressed out. This is only for 2 weeks anyway. Maybe somebody can come in. All right. Did you already said, right? You already said yours. No? I'm so stressed out.
Don't be stressed. It's okay.
I got stressed out just from my reading.
Because it's not. Don't do that. No.
But you know what? I'm going to tell you something. Let's just say this. It's just another day in a Scorpio's life. I mean,
exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Everything that a Scorpio experiences is on another level of like intensity. Everything is like, you're either extremely like angry or extremely sad or extremely turned on or extremely just, you guys are intense. I love it.
We are.
All right. Who's next?
Sagittarius.
Oh, Sag. Oh, Sag. I feel like Sagittarius are the one sign that get me the least.
That's because you don't know. That's honest to God, because they're probably not a Sagittarius that you think they are.
Right.
Because Sagittarius are very similar to you.
Oh, that's weird.
I think so. In a way, like you'll learn a lot from Sagittarius from their thinking. Because Sagittarius and Geminis are opposite signs, but moon signs. Well, maybe you're right. You don't get some of them, but depends. All right. Names.
3 of Cups, Princess of Swords, and the Lovers.
Yeah.
So this is awesome when it comes to opening yourself up to meeting people that are very connected, very intelligent, and like to have a good time. And I say that because the Princess of Swords is one of my favorite cards. She is the eyes, the ears. She is a combatant. She's an awesome person. It could be a he also. And sometimes this card is referred to as the spy because they have an initiative. They serve some kind of role, some kind of purpose in your life when they come into your life, where they're trying to teach you something. They're trying to show you something. And in this case, either this idea or this person that comes in has a lot to teach you about letting go, having a good time, and reestablishing a relationship with yourself, as reflected here by the Lovers and the 3 of Cups, which is the party card.
Do you know what I got?
What?
The 4 of Wands, the Page of Swords, and the 10 of Pentacles.
That's awesome. This kind of looks like a new relationship.
I'm going to be a Sagittarius this week.
Right.
Oh, that's
like the way this sounds. Just choose to be a Sagittarius this month.
Yeah, exactly. Just made my decision on that.
Yeah, hey, whatever.
Go.
You guys, I want everybody to know that you can override all of your cosmic influences. You can override through free will and choice any prediction ever made. Fate and destiny I think that they're bogus. What's that?
Patience. Sagittarius, patience. That's my other advice for you. Patience. Signs from heaven. Pay attention to omens. Okay.
So that's a very Sagittarian thing to do, I feel like. Sagittarians I feel like they're not superstitious. They're not mystical.
Yes, they are. They're very.
Then my experience is they must be.
They're probably not a Sagittarius.
They're probably Virgos.
No, they're probably, Virgos are very, you're right. Uh-huh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Sagittarius depends on the nakshatra. Like a Sagittarius Mula is more of an investigator, but that's one's a little more spiritual. But sometimes Purvashada is. But I'm going to say the nakshatra that's Saturn is retrograde in, Purvashada. Let me just say this is the battlefield that's about to come up. So guys, this is until Saturn's going to be retrograde until like September, I think. It's going to be a long, and then Mars is going to be retrograde in Capricorn conjunct K2. It's definitely, I have Mars and K2 in my first house. I can tell you what that means. It's not very pleasant. It's like, so when I've had my worst of my worst days, I can be very, very, very mean. Okay. So when I'm and destructive. So
we don't like grumpy, Heidi.
Yeah, no, I mean destructive, where I'm going to tell you some of the things that I've thought when I was younger, anger and stuff. This triggers a lot of anger, big time. So, like, it's going to be funny. All the people that their babies are going to be born in the next few months are going to have Mars conjunct K2.
Oh, yay. So just we need a bunch of war babies.
Yep. It's interesting.
It can be a really good thing.
Yeah, it can. As long as it's in Scorpio, but it's not. That's the thing. It's in Capricorn. So the babies that are born the next few months are going to have Mars and K2 in Capricorn, which is not so well placed as Mars and K2 in Scorpio, like how I have it. So. But you know what? I'm going to say it might not be that bad because K2 kind of likes Capricorn. I've noticed.
You've noticed.
Yeah, I have.
All right.
Okay. Capricorns, right? So we didn't even pull cards yet, did we?
No. Capricorn.
The Chariot and the Ace of Pentacles.
Ooh, that's a good one. Clarity of vision, crystallization of an idea, bringing things home.
Three of Swords reversed and the Page of Cups reversed.
That sounds like putting aside, acknowledging your heartache, acknowledging some painful event, putting it aside. And the Ace of Pentacles is always a new beginning, new health. It could be getting over depression, coming out of a period of time where the Three of Swords were upright.
Or a bad relationship too.
Okay.
Definitely. And financial constraints.
Oh, lovely. Everybody's got financial constraints. Well, not everybody, but.
Yeah, but I think this summer is going to be real tough on the markets.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't looked.
Oh.
If and when Cliff High, the wonderful, amazing Cliff High, if and when he obliges me and I get to do an interview with him, I am not going to mention a word about cryptos because I don't care. And you know what? I bet you Cliff doesn't care that much either.
Of course not. He
probably really doesn't. He just, he knows a lot about it and he knows people want to hear that.
He's done really well with them because he bought into his what he predicted when he saw it come in. So, but Cliff is
such more important things than
Cliff is way more than all about the money.
Oh, yeah. Gosh.
That's why. And he knows. That's why he has abundance,
Right. Yeah. Gotta love Cliff. All right. Capricorn? Did we pull for Capricorn?
Yes, didn't we? Did we?
Yeah. I'm sorry. It's all running together. What?
No, keep working hard, Capricorns, because it's going to pay off, just so you know.
Capricorns are a hard-working sign.
I know.
They really are. My daughter's a Capricorn, and when she gets an idea, when there's something she's going to figure out, there's no stopping her. In the middle of the night, she'll wake up, and she's, like, still thinking about it. She was talking in her sleep last night about strawberries.
Oh, that's so funny.
It was hilarious. Like, she warms my heart, my icy cold black heart.
She's so cute. I wish you could bring her.
Yeah, that won't happen.
I know.
No, we're going behind enemy lines.
I know.
All right.
Oh yeah, that's what we would need to take her. My God.
Yeah, fantastic. Over my dead body.
Right.
All right, so we have the Ace of Swords, the Five of Swords, the Knight of Swords. So we're looking at a lot of mental frustration. The Ace of Swords, again, this is about doing the thing, doing something that requires some kind of plan, logical, strategic course of action. It has nothing to do with emotional investments, nothing to do with a relationship. This looks like it has everything to do with being sort of channeling that side of yourself that is strictly about the goal, the mission. That's where the Knight of Swords is. The Knight of Swords is ice cold. He's not moved by things. He's not, that kind of person. What's so funny?
Just thinking of a Knight of Swords that I know.
We all know a Knight of Swords.
As cold as ice, yeah.
Cold as ice. That's all right. Let them be ice men. No problem. And then, so the Five of Swords is about mental fatigue. So it's sort of like, this is actually really interesting. This looks like cutting through the fatigue and like one last, like when you get your second wind and say like you have to like do something that requires all of this mental energy or physical energy too, like a marathon runner. There you reach a point where you're so tired that you're not tired anymore. And like your body just kind of takes over and you're like, all right, just go. So it's like that, only this is all purely intellectual. So you're going to want to take it, like this month is going to be work. Next month, you should nap just all month, just hibernate.
Yeah.
Going to be expending a lot of mental energy.
Okay, so next.
Next.
Aquarius. Yes, Lee, you are cold as ice. Kate, or freaking Lee, good old Lee in our chat right now.
Who's Lee?
Lee, Z Golden Report. He's got.
Oh my God, sorry. I thought, okay.
Cold. He's got K2 conjunct moon.
Okay. I thought you meant another Lee.
No.
No, we love, oh, you mean Z.
Z.
I thought you said Lee.
I did. That's his real name.
Wow. Oh, how much I freaking know. Oh my God.
Aquarius.
Okay.
Strength reversed.
Ooh, I have strength upright.
Whoa, four of wands reversed. 3 of wands reversed.
So you have all reversed cards.
Yeah.
Your cards really only reverse for you because I rarely get a reversed card.
You got a couple reverses this time.
Yeah. I've been sort of.
Well, because I'm going to be honest, like I feel like some of my personality is to be brutally honest and tell people the bad stuff they don't want to hear.
Yeah. She's right.
That is my job in a way. So, and the 10 of swords reversed. So, it is what it is. So mine looks like an ending, a big ending. You feel like somebody that's taking you down, killing you, basically. This is not good. There's an unhealthy something in your life.
So I have the exact opposite. I have the Ace of Cups, the 10 of Discs, and the Lust/Strength card upright. So this to me looks like a new love, a new job. Somebody may even like somebody that you care about or somebody that deeply cares about you could be paying, like could give you some kind of a gift. The 10 of Discs is a really great card for money. So this has a lot to do with a feeling of security and things kind of coming full circle, having all of your ducks in a row. And the Ace of Cups could really be a side effect of that emotional, that calm place that you're in when your bills are paid, you have money in the bank, and you're like, you can actually breathe. So that's what I have. It looks like this looks good to me.
Business looks good for me too. I agree with you on that. But there's something bad going on with some Aquarius's relationships. That's for fact.
When is there not?
Well, okay, so here's the Magician in the Mirror reversed. And I'm reading this because this is the card, the Magician, for Aquarius anyway. So when it's reversed, it's warning you may be missing a great opportunity. Time is right. You're not taking advantage of the creative cycle, and you do have the power to transform things for yourself, to create something new, a home, a business, a life direction. You may be hesitant or disbelieving of unlimited power you possess, but it's time to wake up. The misinformation and perceived limitations that linger from the past can no longer sustain you. Your life is the mirror that reflects your inner energy, yet you have the ability to change what you see. You must fully open up to the complete truth of your eternal wisdom, talents, and abilities, and take the risk of believing in yourself. Now is the time to dig deep, find the confidence and courage within to make the most of this opportune cycle. You have all the resources you need and the unlimited force of the universe at your disposal. It's waiting for you to recognize and ignite that phenomenal power that are eternally yours. And maybe it's because you're in an unhealthy relationship.
Well, unhealthy relationships have a way of chipping away at you on every single energetic level.
Yep.
There are few things that are more draining. You could be at a job that you hate for 20 years, but if you have a solid relationship, you'll be fine. But if you're in a really bad relationship for 20 years, everything will deteriorate over time. Everything. You just can't be happy if you're being abused. It's impossible for your gifts, for your life, you can't thrive in a hostile environment. It goes against physics.
Yep. All right, last but not least, Pisces.
Oh no, I forgot I was coming up. I don't even know. No, I always get it in my mind that whenever we do this, that we're not doing readings for like us. Like
I agree.
I take myself completely out of the equation.
Yep.
All right. I don't want to see no giggles, Heidi. Oh no, that's even worse. That wasn't a giggle. That was a
Nine of Cups reversed. The Page of Cups reversed, and the 10 of Wands reversed.
That's okay.
That's okay.
I'm not. I'm
That's
like
okay. That's nothing.
I just finished saying.
And the 5 of Pentacles upright. Somebody's leaving you out in the cold. You're feeling left out in the cold. I don't know. You're sad. You're unhappy with something. There's a lot going on here. You feel like you tried or you can't try anymore. Somebody's being stubborn, but justice will prevail. And the Wheel of Fortune came up, but it's reversed. But that's not bad.
No, it's really not. So Pisces, I have the 7 of Wands, the 2 of Cups, and the Queen of Wands. Now, the Queen of Wands, as an energy, is an archetype. She is a very focused woman. She has unconventional tactics. She is very much about her unit. So those that are close to her, this could be a manager, this could be a mother, this could be somebody that's in charge of other people, a counselor, has sort of access to people and she's influential. And the 7 of Wands, the 2 of Cups, the 7 of Wands is about ideas, kind of putting up boundaries, putting up walls, allowing your idea the space that it needs to thrive. Because if you're sort of allowing all these other people to have input, that can actually affect your vision, that can affect your idea. And then the 2 of Cups, this kind of just looks like the surrounding environment, which is a really conducive place to let ideas grow and thrive. So this does look emotional, this does look mental, but it doesn't look bad. This actually looks really positive. If we look at the Queen of Wands as an archetype that we want to utilize as guidance, she is organized, her affairs are all in order, and she puts her tribe before anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so to all the Pisces out there, I need every Pisces to start performing a few spells on their friends and loved ones.
What?
I know that I've never said anything like this, but just do it. Put like positive energy, positive vibes.
Right. There's a big difference. What Heidi means positive energy, positive vibes.
Yeah, put good spells. That's what I meant.
Good spells. Good spells. Yeah. That's always okay.
Because somebody could pass away in your life. I'm just being honest. Like, so, and there, the tower reversed. I just kept going with it. Something about a ship voyage. Like somebody could, maybe one of your friends could get into an accident or something. I don't know. So just look, all I'm saying is you can avert this. It says literally you can avert the evil spells. What it said. One of the cards said that.
Nice.
So if you have that magic, put it, like, do it. And it could just put it out to the universe, just real quick. Just say, hey, don't let anything happen to my friends or family.
That's all you have to do. You know, that's really funny because I put up psychic protection constantly. I do it for myself, obviously, but mostly it's for my tribe. Mostly it's for the people that I care most about, because I can protect myself. I can't be physically present with everybody that I love all the time. So it's always acceptable. It's always within the universal laws of what's acceptable, what's okay, to send people love and protection. So, you know, yes. And Pisceans actually lend themselves well to being able to do that because they live in those psychic realms, the watery world of psychic abilities and dreams and visions. Pisces are really, really good at affecting people on a psychic level. So that's a power that you can use for good. You can always send people healing and love. That's always acceptable.
Maybe all the Pisces need to do that for everybody. I'm going to say in Pisces, which how funny is this, Jenny? Ready? Because these are the cards I put for the end. Rest and rejuvenation. Mm-hmm. The 44, woman holding her heart. But then the journey, and guess who's taking a trip at the end of the month? You.
Yeah.
You.
Me. Super excited.
You to me.
Me. Yeah. No, Heidi's so funny. It's just
I am.
Our conversations are just hilarious. And, like, I know, like, it's weird that I'm saying that about our own conversations, but really, if someone was a fly on the wall, they'd be like, wow.
You guys are sick. You guys need some.
You guys are absolutely sick.
Let's ask the rods, the new rods. If Jenny and Heidi are going to have a good trip.
Oh, yeah. Imagine if it says no. Like, no, it's going to be terrible.
Jenny and Heidi going to have fun when Jenny comes to Annapolis.
Yes.
Remember, these are slower. They're just not fast like the other ones. They're 2 feet long. Okay, is Jenny and Heidi going to get in trouble when she's here?
No. Okay, that's good. Honestly, though, trouble, you know, equates sometimes it's up there with effectiveness. You know, you can't really be all that effective unless you're willing to cause a little bit of trouble. So I don't run from trouble. I look trouble right in the eye.
So Lee, these rods are slow because they're 2 feet long. They aren't fast like the little ones, and they're stainless steel. So it's more of a slow and steady energy, but they take longer because they're longer. That's why.
So,
Hold on.
Okay.
Are Heidi and Jenny going to have fun when Jenny's in town? Are Heidi and Jenny going to get in trouble when she's in town?
Aww. Even if we go looking for it?
We'll be fine.
No, I know.
You don't understand. I got all kinds of connections around us. Well, I'll make my friend who's the sheriff take us around. Wouldn't that be funny?
That would be so
Oh, that's what I should do, actually.
Yeah. Oh,
that's what I should do. It's a great idea.
Yeah, it is a great idea.
He would probably love that. He'd think that was a trip.
Oh, yeah.
Would Gary drive Heidi and Jenny around with our agendas that we have planned? All right, Gary, you're watching.
All right, Gary.
Heidi will be calling you.
Decided. It's out of your hands, Gary. Decision's been made.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh my God, that is so funny.
Okay, guys. Well, you have a great week, great weekend. Everybody, definitely look. There can be definitely positive things. Okay, coming up this month too for everybody. Just try to stay out of the lime. Like, try to stay behind the scenes a little bit. Try not to flip out. Try not to go crazy, because that's what a lot of this energy is going to do. I'd say.
Yeah. Well, it's real fiery. I'm actually going to do a little bit on a couple dates this month, like about a couple dates this month that are implicated as being eventful in some way or another, as sort of led on by Q. So I was going to cover that, and I want to get your opinion on a few things. So there's a lot coming up. There's a lot out there, a lot to decipher.
Yeah.
I hope you guys got something out of this tonight. As always, Heidi, thank you for having me.
And don't forget to subscribe to Jenny's channel, Jenny Moonstone, and I'm going to post it. And have a great night. All right, Jenny, so I'm going to hit the end, and then we have to hit the stop recording.
Okay.
And then we talk. Okay?
And then we talk.
Hold on.
Okay.
Take it off live.